I would like to know what are the misinformation on COVID-19 vaccines that you have had?
Well, the misinformations, there are plenty, you know, right from even before it came in Sierra Leone, even before they started importing ours in Sierra Leone, we started hearing from other countries that it has a whole lot of adverse effects, it has negative effects on people using it, and that some other countries have even stopped using it, especially this the AstraZeneca vaccine. We had so much information about it. So when it came to Sierra Leone again, people started dodging its use. A whole lot of people, even the first batch of people that took the vaccine, they were people were hesitant of its safety. For now, that's very simple and easy. The social media platforms. For us in Sierra Leone, the most commonly used social media platform is the WhatsApp. So the moment any information about anything registers or is in Sierra Leone now, it's all over the WhatsApp forums, you know. So we saw a whole lot of information on WhatsApp, some screenshots of international TV news reports about those vaccines, especially for countries that banned its use. So they were all on social media. We have our policies, which is to cross-check and fact-check every information. We do as much as we can. We have the contact. If we see any information on the vaccine that we are not sure of, we have the right authorities, we have the health officials. If we cannot get to the Minister of Health, we can get to his PROs, his public relations unit in the ministry, so they can clarify things for us. So that is what we've been doing. Before going out with any information, our responsibility to our public is to give out the right and correct information. So we do as much as possible to verify and cross-check information before we publish it. So for us here, any reporter or any staff that brings in any information, you have to be sure. You have to be sure of its correctness and its accuracy. So for us here, we've been able to actually manage ourselves in as much as it is possible to not fall in the hands of those fake news vendors.
Yeah, so what specific information on the vaccine, misinformation on the vaccine, did you fact check, if you could recall?
Yes, like initially we heard that some countries have stopped its use, though it was on international news channels. Why it's been banned? And then we also heard that it has some side effects. People using it has a lot of negative effects. So we called when the vaccine started coming into Sierra Leone. We attended press briefings, press conferences. You know, the ministries itself has been doing a whole lot in terms of enlightening the public. So in those press conferences and on our personal interviews, we ask a whole lot of questions about the efficiency, the standard, you know, and the safety of the vaccine. So they get to clarify all those information even before it started. They started the testing here, and people have used it. We've seen, we are yet to see any kind of negative reactions on them. You know, fact checking, it saves a whole lot. It saves a whole lot. You are in Sierra Leone. I think you had one of our colleague journalists lost his wife as a result of fake news. You know, so that's the danger of it. You know, the child was in school, and then she was called to say, you are sitting here, your child is being vaccinated in school. So during the rush process, she had an attack and she died. So that's the danger of fake news. So imagine for us now cross-checking and fact-checking to ensure that we give our public, we give our readers the right information. It saves them a whole lot. It saves them the hassle of going to see, is this correct or not? They know that when it's unpolitical, it's correct. So they are assured of that.
Okay, so does that create positive impact in the minds of them?
Yes, I can say yes, it did. Because when they started the testing, our CEO here, Umo Fofana, who happens to be one of the media icons in the country, and then the mentor of many young people, he was one of the ambassadors that took upon himself to have the vaccine tested. He was part of the first batch of people that tested the vaccine. So that alone, people say, oh, if Umo Fofana could do this, that means it's okay, it's safe. So our reporting also, every day we publish stories about it, because we are sure, since we are getting the information from the information from the appropriate authorities, we are sure that it is good, it's correct. So we publish them out. And our readers, our public, they trust us. If they trust us, it means what we put out will definitely create a positive impact on them. So I think that changed a whole lot of mindsets. You see people going in for it, people taking it without any hesitation. Yes, even in the mainstream media, that's it's always possible. Like I told you earlier, even international media, they reported some countries, that stops the use of certain vaccines because of some reasons. And even here in Sierra Leone, we saw some publications, some articles saying this is this. Some even politicize it. It happened.
So how do they politicize it?
They politicize it by way of saying it's targeting a particular class of people. Don't take it. This is a result of this. If you take it, this is what is going to happen. But some do take advantage of the gullibility of our society, because this same thing happened when the Ebola came. When Ebola came, this current government was not in power. We started hearing all sorts of information stuff. This is to reduce the number in the north. This is to reduce the number in the east. That was it. So the same thing happened again. And now the government in power, the power changed hand at the time of the COVID. So we expected same, and we saw them. But it all depends on us. We, the media practitioners, we have that responsibility to give our people, to give our readers, our audience, the right information, which we'll be striving to do.
So is there another thing that you could say that is relevant to the topic?
Yes, what I would say is COVID, generally. COVID, it didn't start in Sierra Leone. It affected the whole world globally. And we all saw its devastating effect. Up till now, we are still facing it. We are still battling with it, economically, educationally, So if the vaccine, the only thing that I would say is that our health authorities, we trust them with our lives, because we are not experts. They are the experts. So if they have vaccines, if they've produced vaccines, they've manufactured medications, and they are telling us that this is right, this is fine for you, if you use it, you are safe, we are trusting our lives after God in their hands. So people should not be afraid of using the vaccine, taking the vaccines because of XYZ reason. If they have any clarification, if they have any doubts, they should feel free to approach those experts, to ask them to actually explain themselves. And the experts also, we expect them to avail themselves to the public at all time, to sensitize people, to tell people what is right and how they can actually use this or that in their own best interest. I think that's very, very key. Communication is very, very important. They should not just medicalize the information about health or COVID. They should come down to the people. Now we are hearing about Ebola in our neighboring country, Guinea, and we know Ebola, Sierra Leone, you can say corona, and people say because it didn't affect us in terms of death that much, in terms of number. When you compared it to Ebola in 2014, 2016, it's very, very devastating. So health communication is very, 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 very paramount, and I want the health authorities to make it as a point of duty to always make them available to journalists and even the public, to sensitize them, to educate them about health issues.
Thank you very much.